guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale, and what the heck is this deck? What is this deck on the screen right now, guys? I'll tell you what, a pro player from Outlaw Esports and North Rebellion, Lunger, has won a few grand challenges with this deck, also playing it on ladder, and I just wanted to share it with you guys today because it really works, and it's really interesting. It's a little bit heavier, but a lot of you have been asking for Graveyard, a lot of you have been asking for Graveyard and Freeze, and hey, he's inside a match right now, so let's go ahead and share with you guys his top 5 tips for this deck as we watch him try to complete this grand challenge live here today. So going into the first match, again, he's 9-0 right now. This guy I saw on the CMC bot on Twitter, this guy just keeps winning and winning and winning.
Cause all I do is win, no matter what.
With this deck, so pretty cool. I can't wait to share it with you guys. Hopefully he can complete this grand challenge again, starting out at 9-0, so the odds are looking pretty good. So he starts out with a Witch in the back, responding to that Musketeer, perhaps going against 2.6 Hog Cycle. We'll wait and see the rest of the cards. You never know, but you see that Ice Golem, you see that Musketeer, and that's what you think. But there's a Bandit, so hey, all bets are off. Who knows what we're going against here? And there's the Skarmy in defense. So look at his deck again, guys. Below me on the deck screen here, Mega Knight, Goblin Hut, Mega Minion, Witch, Skarmy are his only non-spell cards, and then he has Graveyard, obviously his Win Condition, his Giant Snowball, and his Freeze. So what I want to do is, you know what, let's just get to the tips. That way we can cover those right now, and then we can kind of keep a lookout for when he utilizes them throughout the rest of the video. So tip number 1 is, a big part of this deck, according to Lunger, is spell bait. So the first thing you want to kind of get an ID on early on in every match is what is their big spell and what are their small spells in their deck. That way you're poised to punish your opponent when those spells are out of cycle. So get the ID early. Don't hesitate to take advantage with Graveyard Freeze as soon as they're out of cycle with their most important defensive spells, and I'm sure we'll see this throughout the matches. And then number 3 is going against Lightning. Be very, very careful not to give up too much Lightning value. Do not stack your Goblin Huts in your Witch in the same lane if they have Lightning, or even if they're playing like Golem or Royal Giant. Just assume they have Lightning until you know otherwise. Do not give up that much Lightning value. That sort of a value exchange can really just lose you the match. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 here, as we actually, we have a little bit of a damage lead. Well, we did. Now the Musketeer gets the lock on that right tower, taking down to 1333. So tip number 2 is versus Poison. If they're being super disciplined and saving their poison every single time for your Graveyard, what you want to do is just relax, sit back, and stack up your Goblin Huts and your Witches in one lane, begging them to use the poison, or you're just going to build a huge push and take their tower anyway with the relentless push. Oh, look at that freeze, guys. He froze the Musketeer there, and he didn't freeze the minions against his Graveyard, used a Snowball instead, and just like that, looks like he's gonna win this match. 20 seconds left, and Bloodsheddy here, his opponent, can only laugh about it. Mega Knight comes down, gonna stymie that Battle Ram and that Lumberjack, and there it is, GG there, with 12, 10, 11, 10 seconds left in this match. Let's go ahead and cover tip number 3. Tip number 3 is, Inferno Tower is very popular in the meta right now. Do not be afraid to freeze the Inferno Tower if you have a Mega Knight going down the lane, or just going ahead and letting the Mega Knight die if you're low on elixir, or if you didn't use the elixir up from the Mega Knight for a positive exchange earlier. So essentially, with the Mega Knight and the Inferno Tower, oh, he's already in the match too. Beautiful, no editing, I love it, right? Against Parallax. So against, with the Mega Knight, let me reiterate that because I'm all over the map here. I'm all over the arena. So I can't get my train of thought down. So Mega Knight, right? Sometimes, obviously, you're going to be using him most of the time to take advantage of his Enter the Arena ability, right? So hopefully you're getting some elixir value right there. And then in Lunger's mind, right, if you have the Inferno Tower set up on defense, well, you already got some value out of the Mega Knight. So then it's a 5-for-7 trade, Mega Knight versus Inferno Tower. He's happy just to let that Mega Knight die. And then if it's double elixir time, heck, in that circumstance, then you can go ahead and keep being aggressive. Now check that out, guys. We got the poison out of hand. They were able to cycle back to the poison there, but that's what we talked about early on in tip number 1, right? Being aggressive. Look at the cards the opponent played in order right right now. He used a poison, he used bar barrel, he used snowball. His 3 best graveyard counters. And then we went in with the graveyard freeze. We froze those bats up, able to take that tower, almost 1,000 HP off of that left tower there. So a beautiful start to this match here for Lunger. Now the miner comes in, Prince comes in as well. A nice defensive snowball gonna prevent, that Prince from getting to that right tower, but it is down to 2091 thanks to that miner chip damage as we approach almost the halfway point here in regulation inside this match. So the next tip, guys, number 4, is be careful with your Skarmy. Skarmy is obviously an incredibly high value card. You can often get big, enormous positive elixir trades via your Skarmy, right? You guys already know that. Skarmy is one of the best cards in the game defensively, providing your opponent doesn't have that zap or snowball or log in cycle. So just be very careful. It's kind of obvious, but at the same time, Lunger says one of the most common mistakes he sees people make with this deck is just playing the Skarmy when they know they have zap in, when you know the opponent has zap in hand. It's just a positive elixir trade for your opponent, and they're probably going to get to the tower with that charging Prince or Bandit or whatever they use the zap on your Skarmy for. So if you know they have zap in hand, you know they have snowball in hand, at least diversify the location of the Skarmy or don't use it at all, and maybe even take some damage or use a little bit less of an orthodox answer on defense. So here we go. Our right tower's down to 1267 right now, approaching the 30-second mark here, left in double elixir in regulation, So here we go, a Prince in the right, which does great against Prince. 2 cards that a lot of you in the comments were surprised did not get a nerf in these last balance changes, right? The Prince is still very strong. Now Dark Prince is strong as well, and the Witch is still literally littering mid-ladder everywhere. So here we go, 5 seconds left. That snowball did a good job against the Mega Minion and the Witch, but hey, we're still gonna get some damage on the right tower here, despite those bats, taking it down to 1129. Now we have a Mega Knight going in the left here. Mega Knight going into the Inferno Tower. Meanwhile, we have the Skarmy on the miner there on the right. He does take our tower down to 627, 15 seconds into overtime here, guys. We set up with a high Witch. Let's see what we do here. Is going to be a graveyard. Here is the graveyard. We have freeze in hand. 1 more elixir. Let's see what we do. Oh, we freeze on the defensive end, and I think that's going to be GG. Witch and the Skeletons finish off that tower. Really well played there with a defensive freeze at the very end, just buying that time for the Witch and the graveyard to finish off that left tower. All right, guys, going against Bruno Blaze here. Man, this could be a very fast video, ladies and gentlemen, if we can pick up this flawless grand challenge, getting this 12th win right now. Bruno Blaze starts out with the Goblin Hut himself. We respond with a Witch in the back. Now, the last tip that I want to share with you guys for this deck is against Balloon. Balloon is very prevalent right now inside the meta, either Balloon Cycle or heck, even some old school Lava Hound decks, Lava Loon decks going around the meta, right? So very, very important, says Lunger, if you go against any sort of a Balloon matchup when playing this deck. Keep in mind, one of the weaknesses of this deck is it has a very slow cycle, right? So it's, look at all the cards. I mean, look at them, guys. I mean, we have Mega Knight, we have Witch, we have Goblin Hut. Nothing very cheap in this deck aside from the Snowball and then obviously the Skarmy and the Mega Minion. But if you go against Balloon in any shape or fashion, right? Very important to save the Snowball and save your Mega Minion for every time they play that Balloon. If they're not playing the Balloon, then you do not want to be playing the Snowball or the Mega Minion. Of course, there's always exceptions to every rule, right? If you're going in for the kill and they play bats and you don't have freeze in hand, sure, use a Snowball. But, you know, early on in a match, and unless you know you have that positive elixir advantage and you got that covered, keep in mind, Mega Minion and Snowball, your 2 biggest lines of defense against those strong air cards, especially the Balloon, okay? So here we go, 1707 remaining on Bruno Blaze's left tower, and those are all your tips for this deck. The 5 pro tips: spell bait, identify your cards, don't give too much lightning value, versus poison, just stack huts if they're saving their poison poison every time for your graveyard. Inferno Tower, don't be afraid to freeze the Inferno Tower or just let your Mega Knight die. Careful with your Skarmy, and of course, versus any balloon deck, make sure you save your Snowball and your Mega Minion. We're into double elixir time. Poison comes down, taking care of our Goblin Hut, and also doing some damage against our Witch here. Now, Poison's out of cycle, so he goes in with the, sliver of health Witch here. Gonna finish off that Goblin Hut, I think. Freeze comes down on that Musketeer, but a Goblin Gang is ready there to clean up. So the tower's down to 1349. He went in with that aggressive graveyard, even though he didn't really have a tank. I mean, the Witch didn't even distract that Princess Tower in that scenario, and we're still able to get some damage, and again, try to take advantage of the fact that he had no poison, his best counter to our graveyard, in hand. So here we go again, giving up some minor damage, giving up some Musketeer damage to the Goblin Hut. 9:26, 15 seconds left. Things aren't looking very good here. We have a Prince coming down. We have a Mega Knight to block that Prince, but a Barbarian Barrel's gonna do some work against our Witch, although she still is alive and kicking, summoning those skeletons. So another minor poison comes down. Most of our Skarmy stays alive. 818, 771, and here we go. Another Musketeer and a couple Spear Goblins coming down the lane. Musketeer latches on to that, connects to that Witch rather, gives 2 big hits to that Witch, and now 710 remaining on our left tower. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, the Mega Knight. Oh, I don't know about that Mega Knight, guys. Oh, and now a Minion Horde. This could be trouble. We have a Mega Minion down, but that's not going to take care of the entire Horde. Now we have a Minor and an aggressive poison. That's GG. I jinxed it. The Curse of Ash is still a thing, apparently, here. Because I said, could this be a flawless short video? And then we lost. So I guess it can't be. That was a tough matchup, but either way, I still have faith. Let's go ahead and go into the last match, guys. Hopefully. Alright guys, here we go inside the last match of the video, provided he wins. If not, well, we have one more shot to pick up victory. But either way, I'm going to upload this video, even win or loss on this Grand Challenge, because this deck has won so many Grand Challenges and done so well on Ladder 4 Lunger that I figure it's worth sharing with you guys anyway. And a lot of you, you've been asking for, like I said in the beginning of the video, a lot of you have been asking for a Graveyard, a Freeze deck, or a Mega Knight Graveyard deck. So hey, 2 birds, 1 stone. Yeah, this video is going to be uploaded. So here we go. It's going to be a Witch in front of the King Tower. By the way, if any of you are curious, which no one's really ever asked me before, but I'll share the information just the same. I'd say about maybe 20% of the videos I record never go on YouTube, meaning that a pro just absolutely tilts with the deck, or oftentimes realizes, you know what, I don't like this deck after all, Ash, and then I don't upload it, because why would I upload a deck where they don't really like, right? And sometimes that's on me too, because sometimes I'll see a pro playing a deck on Stats Royale or whatever, and then I'll reach out to them, ask them to come on, and it's just a deck they're kind of experimenting with, and they end up losing, so I end up not sharing the deck because it's not that good, right? So kind of just, some look behind the scenes. So yeah, about 1 out of every 5 of my videos I don't end up uploading, because why would I share a really crappy deck with you guys? At least if the pro is having success with it, it's okay to share with you guys, even if it's high skill, because I know some of you guys are looking for those type of decks, and even if it's low skill, I know some of you guys, like yours truly, likes those decks. So anyway, here we go. We're already halfway through this match against Dr. Castillo from Hispanos Cream, and now it's, oh, look at the deck he's playing into, guys. Magic Archer, Royal Hogs, Earthquake. I've actually seen this deck being played in CRL China. It's a really cool kind of split laney deck with that Earthquake in there, and Earthquake is a card that competitively is going around everywhere. Look at that freeze, guys. Taking that tower down to 2031. Skarmy's ready on the opposite side, placing that Skarmy very, very low to try to avoid the immediate blows of that Magic Archer. So here we go. Mega Knight's in hand. Mega Knight. That's the beautiful thing about this deck, is if Royal Hogs become a thing again inside the meta, no worries if you're playing this deck. We have Mega Knight, but there comes the Barbarian to stymie our Mega Knight, and we have the Witch set up on defense here. We have Skarmy back in hand here. Snowball is down as well. We actually take that, or with Snowball's in hand rather, we take that hit to the Bandit. So our right tower is in trouble here. 10:31, 27 seconds remaining. We go in with the Graveyard. We have freeze too. We had a big elixir advantage after they went all in on that last push, but we're not going to have a ton of damage on that tower to show for it here. We just eat up that Magic Archer in the left lane. Now 10:31 to 15:28 with about 10 seconds remaining here in regulation before we enter into sudden death time inside this match. So Witch set up again on defense here. No big spell in the opponent's deck, only Graveyard and Snowball, and of course the Bar Barrel. So what's going on, man? Okay, sorry about that. 2 seconds of annoyingness. Sorry about that. It's my Elgato not connecting. Getting a little excited here. Maybe I kicked the table. Freeze comes down. We have a Mega Minion. We have a Witch in the lane. Wow, we're getting tons of damage here. Snowball comes down against that Magic Archer. Mega Minion's gonna finish off that Magic Archer. And now we have the Witch on the tower as well. 356 remaining on that right tower. Okay, that was a really, really big push, and that was it, guys. We ate up that bandit charge earlier, but we kept manufacturing these very subtle, these very small positive elixir trades, and we were able to cash in on that big push. A Scarby down on the Royal Hogs. Meanwhile, Snowball's down on the tower, taking it down to... Ooh, 99 HP, so a freeze and a snowball will finish off that right tower. This could be a victory here. Here comes a Desperation Bandit in the left lane. We have a Goblin Hut, whatever it takes to do the trick there. Magic Archer cleaning up, 2 Magic Archers. Freeze and Snowball. Go, Lunger, go! He graveyards instead. Where's that Skarmy for the Royal Hogs? Snowball comes down. Our left tower. Oh my god, the freeze the last second and the skeletons on the tower. Pick up the victory there. Man, I was waiting for the freeze Snowball there, but either way, Graveyard Freeze does the trick, and that's another victory, and that's a 12 win using this very kind of spicy off-meta meets meta-ish deck, kind of. Either way, guys, I think a lot of you are going to really enjoy, and a lot of you, let's face it, are probably going to be aggravated if you have to face a deck like this, especially in mid-level ladder. But hey, we wanted to share it with you guys, again, getting a lot of requests for it. So a huge shout out again to my man Lunger, and he wanted to give a shout out to North Rebellion, to Outlaws again, to Indian Boy 23, and to Beerus, his homies. So shout out again to Lunger for coming on the channel. Check out his social media information. His Twitter account will be linked to you guys along with the deck link as always, thanks to statsroyale.com in the description below. Huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.